Well, I just like to cook you this. I'm a little bit disappointed. Me multi-power mix Poloma, the one I rave about, that I consider to be one of the best ones that's out there. I went and bought another tub and they've changed the packaging, so updated the outside of the tub. I thought, oh well, that's not a big problem. And then I went and getting it, and changed the mix. It's totally different. So I hope the birds readily take it like the other one, but it just doesn't seem the same to me. Hope I'm wrong. I just thought I'd show you this. Just goes to show they shouldn't change your winning formula. I hope they don't. I hope they haven't. I mean, same type of bucket, obviously same in ingredients and everything, and all the same, but the pictures is obviously different. But let's see if the birds take it as readily as the other type. Well, it seems I needn't to worry. The birds are still going crazy for it. So, you would think we never had any. I mean, they get it every day, fresh. I was giving them it every other day, but now I have half the amount I was giving them. Feeders just going nuts for it. Right, I'll give you an update on some youngsters that we've been keeping an eye on, and an update on that black sick youngster. That one was being left. I've been hand feeding it, give it a course of antibiotics. The one that had its head bashed in, it's been hand raided, but it's alive. I'll give you an update on that. See how you think about these. Just an update on this youngster from last week. This is the one that had been scalped, and its head was all swollen. As you can see, the swelling's gone down now. It's pretty much back to normal, but obviously I'm having to hand feed it. So I'm doing the old school way at the moment. I've got a pea shooter. There's a million different ways to hand feed. You've seen this before. This is nothing new. But so basically, I just pick out 20 of each seed that's in the mix, and then I'll top it up with some smaller seeds, and then give it a good drink of water. It is eating on its own, but only about 5 or 6 grains a day, so I'm just topping this up. Like you say, there's a million ways out there to hand feed. You can mulch, you can put it in your mouth, you can use pea shooters. We all know that, but this is just basic hand feeding. Same as everything, learn the basics first and then move on from there. I've always said before and many times, and it's best to have more than one string to your bow. So this is just basic hand feeding that you've seen a million times before. Okay. Yeah. I just do 2 at a time. Like you say, it takes a little bit longer than tube feeding, but I feel when you do it this way, the bird gets a more balanced diet than it would do if it was getting just a pea shooter full of peas. This looks like a young mottle. This is off a pair that a hen that's bred some really nice youngsters, a black mottle hen, and the father is a old black bird that is a son of the old European champion, champion cock, and it's the father of Thanos, so it's worth saving. Right, that's about it. Like you say, I'll finish this youngster off, and then what I'll do is I'll give it a syringe full of water, and I'll do this. I'm not doing this every day because it is eating on its own, and I'm trying to encourage it to eat more, but more on its own itself. So I'll just do this. I'll top this up 20 times, twice, because as you can see, it is pecking. Another week and this will be on its arm. Right, that's it. Just use a syringe, 10mm syringe, a little bit of airline hose on the end, very straightforward. Seen this a million times. I'm on my own, so I've already given it one, so I'll give it another one of these, and 20mm will be enough for it. See, I'm just keeping it indoors in a heated It's in 75 degrees heat in here where it's at, so it keeps it nice and warm. This is where I keep my reptiles. So it's a handy place to keep youngsters. So I've just got a bowl of seed mixed food for it there, and some water. So he's quite content in here. I'll get another week out of this. This could be a little bit bigger, but I've got some different ones I can move it onto something bigger, and I'll move it from there. So just thought I'd show you what we do, how to keep them. Save the one, and that's what it's all about. It's at the end of the day, at the end of your season, doesn't matter how you get them, as long as you get them. If you have to hand rear them, if you have to use feeders for them, just whatever. Numbers, it's all about numbers. And breeding Bokaras is a numbers game. The more you breed, the more you can select from. Right, that's about it for that. We'll add something else to it later on, but hope you enjoyed this bit. We've seen these two reds before. I've had them out a couple of times before. I just thought I'd get them out again to show you them. These are grandchildren from that red shell-crested cock, and the young red cock I bred last year from them. And the mother's the yellow hen, so this is a dilute carrying one, so I've had this out a few times. But what I want to show you is the depth, the intensity and the richness of the reds for young birds unmolted. I've never had reds, I've never seen reds in Bokaras. They're deeply coloured is what these are. So I mean, just looking at the colour factor, I know we keep on saying colour's not a problem, we shouldn't have got no points for colour, we shouldn't worry about it too much, but it is nice to have rich deep colours. And as you can see, this thing's a monster. Like, it's absolutely huge when you get hold of it in the hands. It's just full of meat and nice big smooth rows on them. So to say that these is grandchildren of that red shell-crested cock, it just goes to show. Right, okay. And this young red, this is from pair 2 out the weaners. So it's out of half brother and sister pairing. He's cooked them more now. He started off a bit slow, but he's ramped up a bit now. I've got a couple more fertile eggs off them and another youngster in the nest. So pair 1's got 4 youngsters. It's young checker. It's out of the white hen with the blue-tailed hen. I've got 2 youngsters from her. This is the oldest one, and a blue check cock that she's paired to. Oh, that's got a huge head on it. I've had to wean this one a little bit earlier. The parents is sitting on eggs again, but the eggs have chipped. In the last 2 days they haven't fed it, so time to move it out. Keep on about droppings. I know I keep talking about droppings all the time, but this is a dropping from it. This is what you need to be looking at. Your droppings on your birds should be like this. And there's another one which just kicked one out. This is the type of droppings we're looking for. Good indication of health in your birds. Bit of colour. We've seen this one before. I've had it out a couple of times. Not something I breed a lot of. In fact, this is only the second one I've ever bred. It's a homozygous indigo, pure Andalusian. Not the best type Bokara in the world, but definitely a nice colour. Something different to look at. There's another one, so look, I might breed another couple of these this year. Help to move the Andalusians forward. This one's got a little bit of white in it, so there's a good chance that these might moult out to be mottles as well, but I'm hoping they stay selves. Got a few to wean off this morning, so start to pull a few over. There's a couple of black jacks. A few more, I'll get a few more out and show you what else we've got to move over to the weaner. Well, I just like to quickly add this. I'm a little bit disappointed. Me multi-power mix Poloma, the one I rave about, that I consider to be one of the best ones that's out there. I went and bought another tub and they've changed the packaging, so updated the outside of the tub. I thought, oh well, that's not a big problem. And I can get it. And they've changed the mix. It's totally different. So So I hope the bird's readily taken it like the other one, but it just doesn't seem the same to me. Hope I'm wrong. I just thought I'd show you this. Just goes to show they shouldn't change your winning formula. I hope they don't. I hope they haven't. I mean, same type of bucket, obviously same in gradients and everything, and all the same, but the pitches is obviously different. But let's see if the birds take it as readily as the other type.